Everyone talks about Uber money, but no one talks about how much it actually costs to be an Uber driver. Alright, so let's bring up a scenario. Let's take this into the perspective of an individual who does it full-time and predominantly drives in Kingston, Jamaica. And let's say this driver only drives for about 9 hours per day, right? Some typical expenses that this driver could incur are vehicle monthly payment, registration and fitness, insurance, fuel or gas, food, car washes, maintenance, and a phone data plan, but not limited to these expenses. Let's say, for example, this car's monthly payment is roughly around $50,000. Then we move on to the registration and fitness. Depending on the engine size and licensing period, it can be assumed to be about $12,600 per year or roughly 1,050 GMD per month. Insurance, assuming the driver is, let's say, male under 25 years, drives this car and has a fully comprehensive coverage. The average annual cost could be $285,000 per year or roughly $23,750 per month. Yeah, in terms of fuel or gas, last week, December 29th to January 5th, I made January 5. I only did it for 1 day for 3 hours and I made $3,984.63. So this is the number we're going to use as our benchmark through the video. So 33% of this value is $1,314.92. 5, in terms of food, assuming you eat breakfast in the morning and dinner at night at home. Let's say you only buy lunch, so let's say that a juicy lunch costs $1,050, right? Car washes, let's say you wash the car by yourself, so you don't pay any money, so that's $0. Maintenance, servicing, you're driving the car pretty often as an individual who does it full time, 9 hours per day, for example. So maintenance, the servicing would be, let's say, 2 months, every 2 months for like oil changes, tires, parts, etc. Call it $50,000 for every 2 months, so that's $25,000 per month. Phone data plan, I have Flow postpaid, and on average my bill comes up to around $3,500 per month. After we take all of the expenses into consideration, again we're using December 29th to January 5 as our benchmark number. So for that 1 day for 3 hours, I made $3,984.63. If we're supposed to divide that by 3, would have gotten $1,328.21 for 9 hours. Multiply that by 9 for 9 hours, and then multiply that by 7 for 7 days, which is 1 week, and multiply that figure again by 4, which makes a month. Our overall revenue for the month would be $334,708.92. But when we sum up all the expenses, with the monthly payment being $50K, the registration and fitness being $1,050, the insurance being $23,750, fuel $110,403. How I got that figure? I used the 33%, which was $1,314.92. Multiply that by 3 for the day, because if every 3 hours you use $1,300 worth of gas, you multiply that by 3 to get the entire 9 hours. And then when I get that value, I'll multiply by 7 for the week, and then times 4 for 4 weeks or 1 month, and I got the $110,453. Food, the $1,050 for the entire month would be $29,400. The car should be $0, and the maintenance would be $25,000, and the data plan would be $3,500. All of that sums up to $243,153. And remember that the gross revenue, $334,708.92. When we subtract the total expenses from the revenue, we would get a profit of $91,555.92. So in the way I view it, other people would basically be covering your entire car payments and your entire car related expenses, and you'd pocket $99K after the month. But can $91,000 sustain you when we take into consideration rent or mortgage, I don't know, groceries apart from just lunch, food, the breakfast and the dinner that you're eating in the night? Suppose you have a wife or a girlfriend, kids. Can this amount of money per month genuinely sustain you? Because this is Jamaica. In Jamaica, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you could use the other times that you have throughout the day to make more money, either drive longer hours or get a skill and have a different stream of income carrying in money as well, and I think it could work. Yeah, so find other streams of income to generate money outside the 9 hours Ubering, unless you don't want to drive for more than 9 hours per day. However, there are some hidden costs some drivers probably ignore, like vehicle depreciation, emergency repairs, time spent waiting, health fatigue or long hours driving, and no paid sick leave or vacation if you decide that you don't want to do this tomorrow. Like if you don't go outside tomorrow, you're not make no money. But here are some tips that I would say that you could reduce some costs. So have a cheaper car payment. Like you don't need a brand new RAV4 to drive to the Uber, bro. Like you can just get like a Honda Fit. Pretty sure those car payments probably go for like what, 30k, 35k a month. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, I'm not completely sure. Fuel saving habits like eco mode. So this car has eco, normal and sport mode. Eco, normal and sport mode, and the car is always in eco to try and be as efficient as possible with the fuel in the car. Preventative maintenance like not dropping in potholes and avoiding low paying trips. So there are specific times within the day where the trips actually cost more than others, like peak hours, like early morning right before school starts, after school and work finish, on Fridays and on Saturdays, I would say, are the good paying time periods or days that you should Uber. All in all, I believe that Uber can work sometimes, only if you understand the costs first. Subscribe for more Uber and side hustle videos, and if this video was informative, you can drop a like. I'll see you in the next video. Later.